a small, forgotten town stood a boy named Elias. He wasn't born special. He wasn't rich nor blessed with talent. But he had something far rarer, a quiet fire inside. At 17, Elias had already tasted failure more than most men twice his age. His father had left, his mother worked endlessly, and Elias, he felt invisible. Every dream he touched turned to dust. He tried to get a job, he failed. He tried to study, he failed again. And one night, sitting alone beneath a flickering streetlight, he whispered to himself, "Maybe the world would be better without me." That was his lowest moment. But life, it has a strange way of testing those who are meant for something greater. As the wind howled that night, Elias looked up at the dark sky. He saw no stars, only clouds. But then he realized something. Even when the stars are hidden, they are still there. Maybe, he thought, his light was simply covered, not gone. The next morning, Elias made a promise, not to succeed, not to become rich, but to keep trying, no matter how many times he failed. He started small, reading books in the public library, learning skills for free, fixing broken radios in his neighborhood just to learn how things worked. People laughed at him, but he kept going. Day after day, failure after failure, until one day he fixed something bigger, himself. Years later, Elias became known as the man who built a small tech company that gave jobs to hundreds of people from his poor town. When reporters asked how he did it, he said, "I didn't change my life. I changed one day, again and again, until my life changed." His story spread everywhere, but few knew the truth behind it, that his strength was not born from success, but from the pain he refused to let define him. So, if you're listening to this now, if you feel broken, lost, or forgotten, remember Elias. Remember that your stars are still there, even if clouds are hiding them. Keep walking. Keep trying. Because maybe, just maybe, your story hasn't even begun yet. Years passed, and the little town that once forgot Elias began to change. New buildings rose, schools opened, and children spoke his name with pride. But Elias never acted like a hero. He still walked the same dusty roads, greeted the same people who once ignored him, and reminded them, success isn't about being noticed. It's about not quitting when no one does. One evening, an old teacher found him sitting again beneath that same streetlight, the one where his story had begun. She asked, "Elias, after all you've done, do you finally feel proud?" He smiled, looked at the sky, and said, "Not proud, grateful, because the boy who wanted to end his story learned to rewrite it instead." The teacher nodded silently. Above them, the clouds slowly parted, revealing a sky full of stars, bright, endless, and free. And that night, Elias realized something deeper. Life doesn't reward those who never fall. It rewards those who rise again. Every scar, every failure, every sleepless night, they were not punishments. They were preparation. So remember, you don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start, even when you're broken. Because someone, somewhere, is waiting for the light that only you can bring. Your struggle today could become someone else's hope tomorrow. And when that day comes, you'll finally understand what Elias did. The greatest victory isn't winning. It's surviving long enough to see your dream come alive.